Hey guys, Homer here, and I want to talk to you about a plan I have for my channel. This may not completely pan out, but it's something I've been wanting to try and thinking about, and it seems like it'll be a fun experiment at the very least. I want to change my schedule for my updating to be vastly different. Instead of having one or two series that I update almost every day, or as often as I can, instead, I want to make it so each day has a theme, and on said days, you can expect a certain video. I'll still be doing complete playthroughs, so no worry about that, but there should be a larger variety to the videos I present to you. First up will be Mondays. They will now be Modern Mondays, where I will actually get to play games that have been released on technically still current-gen consoles. Although, by the fall that should all change, and my Modern Mondays will be my slightly post-Modern Monday, but you get the drift. So, on those days, you can expect to see newer I guess not really newer PC games until I actually build a newer PC, but newer PlayStation 3 games at the very least. And that will hopefully span from the beginning to the end of the PlayStation 3's life. So don't be surprised if you see Uncharted 1, even though it's relatively old now. Or you could see the new Sly Cooper game that I have barely read or heard anything about. That's the kind of stuff to expect for Mondays now. Tuesdays will be Timeless Tuesdays, which will be what you're familiar with me doing. Old games, because I'm an old man. I grew up throughout all of gaming. I was born the same year the Nintendo Entertainment System made its real launch in America, so I couldn't give you an exact year as to when I began gaming, but it's pretty safe to say I basically came out of the womb with the NES controller in my hand. So, for Tuesdays I want to be playing games that are incredibly old, like NES or maybe even Atari if I can find one that I feel like is good enough to play, up through the end of the retro era, or the basically N64 and PlayStation 1 games, since those are definitely showing their age these days. Wednesdays will be Roleplay Hump Days, which means I'll be doing my usual Japanese RPG Let's Plays on those days. So you can still expect to see Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy and Golden Sun and I'll say maybe the ATA Iris series, other things made by Atlas. Games of that nature that may not be super fun, interesting all the time to watch, but if you're into them, you're really into them. Like me! So come and visit me on those days, and those videos will probably be a little bit longer, just because the games tend to last for so long. Thursdays will be Throwback Thursdays, which are the slightly pre-modern era of games. So, your PlayStation 2 games, your GameCube games, your Wii games, should I actually, find the time and motivation and games worth getting it for, original Xbox, those kinds of things. Which will be really cool, because there's a lot of games in that generation era I've been wanting to play. Unfortunately, I think a lot of those are role-playing games that will probably fall on Wednesday instead of Thursday. That being said, there's still plenty of other games worth getting into, like the other Metroid Prime games, maybe not the third one, or the Metal Gear Solid series, or Donkey Kong Country Returns, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Things of that nature you can expect to see coming out on Thursday. And finally, we have Indie Fridays, which will not strictly be set to indie games, but will be your smaller dev teams, simpler games, sometimes independent games, that kind of thing. So, cool PlayStation Network games, independent games on Steam, or just download and execute games, maybe really cool ROM hacks, things of that nature. So you would have seen SMBX there, or I don't know, the Kinect games, there's a lot of different things that are out there and I can find, and if you have fun games of that nature that you're interested in seeing done, or me just doing in general, by all means send me links and messages about it, because the indie game culture is one that interests me a lot, because the way that they design those games really fits in more with the Super Nintendo mindset that I grew up with. As such, those games are really cool to me. I mean, how often do you see 2D exploration games for the sake of exploration? That's amazing to me. I love that kind of thing. E.G. by Daniel Remar. Super awesome. It's like a mix between Doom and Mega Man and Metroid. Freaking sweet. I will probably end up doing something with that, just not right away. It's been some time since I played that game, and I need to refamiliarize myself with it. At all. Or a lot. And the very last day of the week that I may or may not upload anything on is Saturday. I don't have a set thing for Saturday, it's really going to be a catch-all. I suppose if for some reason I miss updating on a day, you can expect me to fill that in on Saturday, which that really should never happen. More likely you'll see me put up something that's just completely different on Saturdays, because I feel like it. It'll be the I did it because I wanted to day. Either I do a completely not related game series video there, or maybe I'll start making guides and post actual guides that may or may not have commentary to them, and are literally there to only serve the purpose of helping someone get through a game. Or I might not post anything on Saturday because, seriously, I'm doing 5 videos of different things each day of the week. I probably want to just take a couple days to not do stuff. And I do have a job outside of doing these videos that I don't get paid for, so having at least 2 days a week to really focus on making things, probably a good idea. With all that said, hopefully you guys will enjoy this experiment that I'm going to do. If it doesn't seem like it's going anywhere after a few months, I'll probably go back to doing what I was doing before. In any case, let me know if you like this. Message me, say it in the comments, you know, that kind of thing. Let me know if this interests you, and maybe after a few months of doing it, let me know if you still enjoy it, or if you never did in the first place. Hopefully this will be a unique and fun experience for everybody involved.